And why did you and your husband start play motorcycle? And why and how did you guys found this, like, foundation of this school in this store?
Yeah, so we started the group 7 years ago because we just wanted to meet other people that rode motorcycles. Because we didn't know any at the time. I had just started riding, and so we just wanted to find other people to ride with. And there wasn't really a group out of San Francisco that we knew about that was like us. So we were sport bike riders. All the other groups that we knew of were Harley riders or cruisers or dual sport, so they would go out for days on end or something, or an older group, like older guys. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to create something that wasn't that. And so then about 3 years after that, we started the shop.
Okay.
So the group was before the shop.
So why did you start playing motorcycle?
Playing? You mean riding?
And riding, yeah.
Riding? Why does anybody start riding motorcycles? I didn't do it for commuting. I don't commute to, I do commute to work, but that wasn't the reason why. I just like riding fast, I guess.
Any like story or something make you really like it and want to bike it?
Well, I used to, like, when I drive cars, I used to always drive fast. And I always had kind of a need for speed and like to go fast, and so motorcycles was just a natural progression.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody could ride a motorcycle well, and I think it becomes obvious pretty quickly when people like it. They really like it, and they really go to like where we've gone to it, where we start racing, and it starts becoming more a part of your life.
Okay, cool. And so how does motorcycle and your team give meaning to your life, or affect your life, or like social personality, everything?
Yeah, it's everything. It sounds funny, but all my friends ride motorcycles. The ones that don't, I'm not very close with them anymore because I think I'm just, we're too extreme for them, maybe. Everything that we do is pretty much revolving around motorcycles. We own the shop, so that's 5 days a week, and then Monday was our day off and we were at the racetrack, so it's most of our life just revolves around motorcycle and the people involved in it.
So once you start doing like motorcycle, then your whole life is mainly focused on motorcycle, kind of like that.
For us, it slowly evolved that way. Just because every time we met someone that had a motorcycle, we just instantly connected with them on a more interesting level, I guess.
And also like your personal interest is about like a design motorcycle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my design business does not relate to motorcycles, but that's also another passion of my life. But I have more motorcycle friends than I do design friends because
Yeah, it's more like a community.
Yeah, exactly. And design, I don't think
it's more like a job or something personal. Yeah. Cool. How do you think this store play any like role for other members, like, or other people here?
It's a big role. When we first started, that's how we got going. Was the members of our group started helping us promote the shop, and then now what's changed is a lot of the people that are regulars here now we ride with them. So it's one big melting pot of everything, right? So there's a social element to it, very much so, and then a day-to-day fix your motorcycle element.
Did you think why they pick here for like a special occasion and they really enjoy here?
Say that one more time.
Why did you do you think why people they choose this space, like for work here? And I know like everyone they build their bike here and hang out here, everything about motorcycle. Why they choose here?
Why?
Yeah.
I think we've created an atmosphere that's very relaxing. Not relaxing as in you can just kick back and relax, but that there's no egos involved. You can come in here and break a bolt and screw up and it's okay. No one's going to judge you. You can come in here not knowing anything, and that happens all the time. And then you can come in here knowing everything. And so there's all levels of people, and everyone feels comfortable here.
Yeah, and I did a little bit of research about you guys for this store. I found like it's more like a motorcycle maker culture here. Yes. It's more than like a riding, like for particularly this store, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Question I feel it is kind of like funny, but like my teacher really interesting about that is, what do you think like other people view you guys?
How do I think other people view us?
Yeah.
It depends on who. As a woman, I tend to not talk about my motorcycle and this place outside of this place. I tend to put on a design face, and because that's much more understandable for people.
Yeah.
And then within the motorcycling community, as a woman, I'm still not forthright because I'm still a minority in that group, right? So, but my husband and I just think we're regular people. We're not anybody special. We just own a business and we're just like everybody else. And so we tend to think that that's how people look at us.
Yeah, kind of the same like the people, my girlfriend asked me about like fixed gear and how do you think like people think about me? And I just think like somebody like really depends. Some people feel you guys so fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
It's like biking outside and no brake and like crossing the street and whatever but I feel like I'm not really like playing some role, but I feel I'm normal people.
Yeah.
But the interesting about like to think about maybe people have a different thought about me, something like that.
Yeah, I know that there's stigmas attached to.
Yeah, especially like for motorcycle, a lot of people have a stereotype.
Yeah. Yes,
something
absolutely.
like that.
But a lot of us kind of feel as though we're trying to break those stigmas. But then again, I mean, I'll be honest. I put on my helmet and I ride to school or whatever, and I'm a jerk on the bike. I mean, I cut in front of people and I, split lanes, and this different persona comes on. I become very defensive, very, because I feel as if you're not that way, you won't survive. So maybe sometimes I am that jerk, right? I am splitting lanes at a high speed on the freeway, and but I'm certainly not that's just maybe a jerk but I'm not doing wheelies down the freeway.
Yeah, it's kind of like something for me. It's also like when I'm riding, I just don't care about other people. I just want to be safe. I don't want to bother other people, but I just don't care their mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys have any like a really main event of this crew or this group? And there are like any big event, things like weekly or monthly, something like that?
Yeah, we used to do more. Since we opened up the shop, things have really kind of mellowed out, just because this takes so much of our time and energy. We used to go camping a lot. We used to go overnight rides, long rides, short day rides. We do when the motorcycle races come to town. A big group would always go down there for like MotoGP. That was always a big one. There'd be like 20 or 30 of us that would go down. What else? Big events. Always barbecues,
So
because it's more like now we do kind of more of we do a lot of track events. So we'll get 15 or 20 people at the racetrack.
Could you talk about a little bit on about the Monday you went to the track? Could you talk about a little bit about that? Like it was.
Yeah. So I've been going to the racetrack for probably about 7 years now. My husband has been doing it about a year or 2 years longer than me. It's there's there's 3 immediately around here. There's one in Sonoma. There's one in Monterey,
Yeah.
right, Laguna Seca, and then there's another one up in Willows, California, called Thunder Hill. And then there's the one that we went to on Monday outside of Bakersfield called Buttonwillow. That one is the furthest away. It's the first time we've been there. It's 4 hours away. So we went out, you know, we took off Sunday late afternoon, got to the racetrack about 9 p.m., camped there. Then the next morning you get up at early and you're on the racetrack by 9 a.m.
So you guys go yourself or like with a bunch of people?
Yeah, we went with, this is one that was far away. We were supposed to be like about 10 of us, and only being about 5. And then we know a bunch of people that are already there. So,
Okay.
Once you start going to the racetrack regularly, you start knowing lots of people. Because everyone goes and, you know.
Do you think you're kind of like professional on the racing track?
What do you mean by professional?
I mean, like, I don't know, just because for me, I don't really know about like racing stuff. So I'm just thinking, do you think like a normal player or like a little bit more professional than that?
Well, my husband, he does amateur racing.
Oh.
So I don't do racing. I just don't. I could compete. I just don't have any interest in it. But I still like to go faster on a racetrack. I mean, you know, picture. Let's see. This is the one that's always the most fun to show. That's me and my husband.
Whoa, cool.
So at that point, we're probably going about 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, I wish I can take photos for you guys because I'm a kind of like professional photographer sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in taking photo for sport.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so I have a taking photo for like a racing car in China.
Huh.
Yeah. Like basically, I sound like everything you guys going out is more about like riding. Do you have any like event or any socials like belong here and doing something with like making motorcycle building stuff?
For the group, we don't really. We really kind of have almost tried to keep things separate, but we'll do like a couple weeks ago, we did a barbecue here at night. So people started showing up about 6 o'clock. Shop closed at 7, so people stayed. But slowly those two worlds are coming together. And it's almost, we almost keep them separate for liability reasons. So if people come here and have a couple beers and then they leave, the shop could be liable for it. And so we really trying to separate the social from the shop.
So you kind of like use this store to know people, but like when you're doing something beside the store, and the store just follow kind of like business.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So, and when we go out on rides and we don't meet here, we meet someplace else. Like we'll start at Alice's or something. We don't ever say that we own the shop. It's really, we feel like that's kind of cheesy. Like we feel fake then. Like the only reason we're riding is because to tell people about the shop, and that's not the case. So we're very kind of don't tell people that we have the shop. So because we really just want to go riding, right?
Do you think it's become not like a culture, subculture stuff for like a building, like a maker stuff here?
Sure. Yeah, I mean there's all sorts of people. Like he's building a bike, Chris. But that's, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can answer that question. That's a hard one.
Yeah, I need to go around and ask people to find out.
Yeah.
Kind of like when talking about like subculture, it's kind of like you can feel it, but it's really hard to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.